Alrighty then, you probably know what I'm gonna say. It's been a while, potentially 3 weeks since the last video that I uploaded regarding this series. I've been quite busy throughout the past few weeks, and apart from the short form videos I've been periodically uploading, I've been mostly busy. And there's a few things you probably noticed on screen, one of them being the gold division armor, as my clan deck got demoted from ruby to crystal, so I'm just sticking with the gold division armor for now. And the one thing you probably noticed I'm currently holding, that being deadlock, which I managed to do is get enough parts from the previous season. So yeah, you probably know what I'm going to say, that being there's a few things I want to talk about throughout this video. You might as well say, let's get straight into the matches. Also, I am aware what the change they decided to do with this season, which is probably more noticeable, that being the removal of the collector's chest from the previous season. As you can see, it's not offered. However, they did decide to do is cram in a few weapon parts chests, which I've heard they decided to do is nerf it as well. I'm not really sure how. I'll probably look into it soon. But the one thing I would like to mention that I've noticed as well with this season, with the abundance of currencies you can better get from these season, especially when you reach tier 36, having 1,000 coins, which will be a lot more useful for me. Which, there's been that whole discussion on how with like the pixel passes having less currency back then, which I'm not really complaining about it this season though. Starting off on Asgard, which probably one of my favorite maps. So there's a few things you probably noticed as of recently, being the absence of the trader's van, which I've heard a lot of people say they decided to do is remove it. We did get an answer to that, that being that no, it didn't get removed. However, they are trying to do is plan on reworking it, which I'm not really sure how they're going to rework it. One thing I had in mind is offering some trials with to test out a few weapons before buying them. Almost similar to what we had back then with the armory, allowing you to just rent a weapon to have to test out for a few matches before giving you a discount to bet the buy them. Will it offer something a lot more different? Probably modules. We're bringing back the idea of adding in modules into vans again, similar to what they had prior. It's not gonna appear. Wait, never mind. Alright, never mind. My teammate managed to get that. Are we gonna be losing already in the first match already? Not really enough, but doesn't matter. It's been a while since we lost a match. Most of the time, it's only practically been pure wins. Alrighty then, next match is going to be on Coliseum. Feels nice that this map returned so soon. Like, I was expecting this map to take a little bit longer to return. So I might as well talk about a few things as of recently. Apart from the news regarding about the absence of the Trader's Van, we did get a teaser for what the next season is going to be. That being a PGA theme. So we're probably going to be having the third volume of the PGA season. But this time for the anniversary, which is going to occur next month. Not really sure what's going to happen, but who knows? It might be something good. Hopefully it doesn't get too chaotic as what happened the last time. There's not much news regarding Pixel 2 as of recently, however we could get some next month. And also the one thing I would want to mention, which is, I would say it's a little bit relevant, which you've probably seen from the last video I uploaded regarding Pixel 2. I mentioned one game that you've probably seen from one of the editors note, that being about Warzone Mobile, specifically Call of Duty Warzone Mobile, which is a little bit relevant I guess when it comes to it, because not sure if you have heard, but as of recently, the game sunsetted on Friday. There wasn't much of an issue when it came to the game. The only issues, which you've probably seen, which I've seen ever since the game launch, was the only issue that it had was performance. Like, it ran terrible. Even on, I'll show some gameplay footage on what the game sort of handles or performs, but even on an S24, it practically ran terrible. And even on the lowest settings, it would practically still run a little bit terrible when it comes to playing it. A few times it would run pretty smooth, but oftentimes it would probably do is run with low frames or stuttering. Which kind of does make a question if this is going to be the same case for Pixel 2, which I'm hoping for the best that it's not really the case for it. With the performance you have with Pixel 3D, there'll be times where it's not really going to be too laggy, but not to the point of being unplayable. Let's always just hope for the best that when it comes to performance-wise, at launch it'll probably perform pretty well, would run smoothly. Last match of the video, on Classic Poll. Well, the one thing I'll say, it wasn't that chaotic. It was a pretty good battle. But anyways, that's gonna do for the matches. And I guess that's gonna do for the video, so thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, have a good day, night, or whenever you're watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next video.